Hi there, and welcome back to Paws and Pawsitivity. I'm Jamie Watkinson-Harvey, your certified dog trainer and host of this podcast. Whether you're out on a walk with your pup or just relaxing at home, I am so glad that you're here. Today, we're going to be talking about something that really struck a chord with me recently. I came across a post that reminded me of just how often prong and choke collars are still being used, and how heartbreaking that is. People are often told by so-called trainers that these tools don't hurt and that they're just a way to communicate with their dogs. But the truth, they do hurt. They cause pain. They cause damage. And the effects can last a lifetime. In this episode, we'll explore why these devices are harmful, why positive reinforcement is a far better way to train, and how we can work together to create a world where kindness, not pain, is the foundation of our relationship with dogs. And hey, if you find this episode helpful, please share it or subscribe to the podcast. Every little bit of support helps us reach more dog lovers and spread the message of force-free training. Let's talk about the reality of these so-called training tools. Prong and choke collars are often marketed as harmless, but they're designed to work through discomfort and even pain. No matter how they're adjusted, no matter how carefully they're used, they put pressure on a dog's delicate neck structures. Places like the trachea, the thyroid gland, and soft tissues that simply are not built to withstand that kind of force. And the long-term effects. Many dogs suffer from arthritis in their necks as they age due to years of strain from these collars. So what might seem like a quick fix today can often lead to chronic pain down the line. But it's not just about the physical damage. There is an emotional cost too. A dog that's constantly corrected with pain begins to anticipate it, living in a state of anxiety. They start to see their walks, their interactions, even their own humans, as something to fear rather than enjoy. Now, I'll be honest. Yes, pain does work. But if someone threatens you with punishment, you'll likely do what they ask to avoid it. It's like a child being told that get into trouble if they don't clean their room. They might do it out of fear. But what does that actually do to their relationship with their parent? Does it build trust? Does it make them want to clean next time? Or does it just make them nervous about being caught? Compare that to a child who's encouraged with a reward, maybe a hot fudge sundae or an extra bedtime story. That child learns that good things happen when they make the right choices. They aren't living in fear of making a mistake. And when it comes to our dogs, the same principles apply. Fear might bring short-term compliance, but it damages the trust and can lead to long-term behavioural fallout. Always consider, if you wouldn't do something to a toddler, don't do it to your dog. Living in fear takes a toll, whether it's a child afraid of punishment or a dog afraid of the next correction. And here's the thing, fear doesn't just go away. It lingers. It shapes behaviour in ways that aren't always obvious, and often it surfaces when you least expect it. Now, dogs trained with fear might comply in the moment. But over time, that fear can turn into anxiety, avoidance, or even aggression. And no one wants their dog living that way. So, what's the alternative? It's pretty simple: kindness. Positive reinforcement builds trust. When we reward the behaviors we want, we are showing our dogs that making good choices leads to good things. And what happens when we train this way? Our dogs become eager to learn, excited to engage, and genuinely happy to work with us. Imagine coming home to a dog who's thrilled to see you, wagging their tail because they associate you with love, fun, and safety, not fear of what might happen next. That's the relationship we should all be striving for. The sad truth is, a lot of people simply don't know better. They trust what they've been told by trainers who use outdated aversive methods. And that's why education is so important. We can't change the whole world overnight, but we can make a difference, one conversation at a time. Every dog owner who learns about positive reinforcement, every person who chooses kindness over correction is a step in the right direction. And if you're listening right now and thinking, I've used those tools before, please don't feel guilty. You did what you thought was best with the information you had at the time. But now that you know better, you have the power to make a change. And that's what really matters. So let's remember, dogs don't need pain to learn. They don't need to fear us to respect us. What they do need is our patience, our understanding, and our kindness. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode. And if this episode resonated with you, please share it with a friend or subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. And if you would like to support the podcast, you can visit www.pta.dog and head on over to the podcast page where you can make a donation. Your support helps us keep spreading the message of positive, force-free training. Until next time, take care and give your pup a big, big hug from me. Woofity woof.